7 p.m. and my phone lights up. City heat on the rooftop cup. You said 2016, felt like yesterday. Blinding lights on replay, we don't fade. Got a gold in my headphones, 808s in my chest. Desi gold in my pocket, vintage tea from the west. Scrolling past the orders, laughing at the pain. POV,
I'm the singer that you made in 2020, 26.
we don't need a reason, just a beat drop. One more summer, we can Photoshop. If the world ends at midnight, let it spin. Play that folk song with a trap skin.
We're dancing in a neon summer.
Hearts on fire like a late July.
Coast and never under.
Kiss me once, then we fly, fly.
We're living in a neon summer. Got the past on loop, but we feel brand new. One shot, no filter, no bummer.
Baby, this night's made for me and you. Baby, this night's made for me and you. Open windows down on the highway line.
It's time for the Battle of the Brainiacs. And first up, stepping out of his brain box, it's the master of mayhem, Stewie Griffin.
I say, it appears my cranium has doubled in size.
And his opponent, from the citadel of cerebral power, it's the Grand Master of the Multiverse, Rick Sanchez.
This is like a whole planet or something! Thanks, Morty. I'm pretty proud of this bad boy. I put a spatially tessellated void inside a modified temporal field until a planet developed intelligent life.
Today, we're diving into these geniuses' most big brain moments to find out once and for all who is the smartest character in all of fiction. To do that, I'll rank each of their feats on a scale of 1 to 3 points. The greater the feat, the higher the number. But for the times these boys have a brain fart and their plans backfire, we'll also be taking some points off of them. Don't worry, my brainometer here will keep track of these nerds' scores. And what better way to get the ball rolling than with some of the greatest plans the pair have ever pulled off. Like the time Stewie was having some diabolical nightmares.
Oh, thank you so much.
They're not just one-offs either. They literally plague the poor guy, and in the middle of every nightmare is the same monster.
Damn it! Why can't I move? Stewie, you okay? I was just sitting here on the couch and I had another nightmare about that horrible monster! That's it. I'm gonna help you get these nightmares under control.
So to end his torture, Stewie builds his own dream machine, which will allow Brian to jump into his mind and kill that monster.
You will be able to enter my sleeping mind. I'm gonna do what?
Brian agrees and suits up, diving into Stewie's dreamscape. Things seem pretty chill for a little while, but soon Stewie's demons start showing themselves. They get chased through the hellscape, and finally, Stewie's nightmarish monster shows itself.
Stewie, look! Quick, Brian, kill it! Oh, there you guys are.
Thinking fast, Brian grabs a syringe off of a nightmare version of Dr. Hartman and hurls it right at the beast. You take that, you nightmare freak. Now that the monster's dead, it shrivels up and reveals its true form.
What the hell? It's me! I don't understand.
Turns out Stewie is secretly afraid of disappointing Brian, and that's where all this is stemmed from. And with that confession, Stewie is cured, meaning his plan to get Brian to fix his sleep demon kinda worked. I guess you can see why this baby's got a big brain. Rick, on the other hand, has had his fair share of big brain plans, like from the time he found out he was trapped in a simulation.
That wasn't your teacher. This isn't your school. We're inside a huge simulation chamber on an alien spaceship. What are you talking about? It's all fake. Morty, all of it.
A bunch of scamming aliens known as the Zygerians have trapped Rick in their ship, hoping he'll spill the secrets of concentrated dark matter, a super powerful fuel. Rick knows that their simulation has only so much processing power, so comes up with a plan to overwhelm it.
I don't think we can perform our new song for a crowd this tiny. You got that right, Rick! Now that's more like it.
Yep, he's gonna rap for them. Well, more specifically, rap in a way that totally bugs out their system.
Everybody over 30 do this with your hands. Jump up and down.
While the system bugs, Rick and Morty make a break for it.
Yes, they are. Just
in your This is the ultimate video that will help anyone that wants to learn how to draw from imagination. I'm going to go through an entire roadmap that I feel is a perfect way and template to start learning how to draw from imagination. We'll take it layer by layer, and at the end of this video, you'll truly understand what it takes or what you need in order to draw from imagination. It will give you sort of this roadmap, and it'll be completely available in this video. Now, of course, applying these techniques is 80% of the work, and that's why I'm very happy to share all of that knowledge. We're basically peeling back some of the secrets that we have at ArtWand, and we're sharing them with you. Now, of course, the best way to practice them and the best place to practice them is still on the ArtWand platform, where we have an entire mechanism designed specifically for that. Now, with that said, we're gonna get right into it. Number one that I do want to mention, there's three things that I want to mention before we get into this, and it's basically three principles. Is that number one, you have to accept the fact that you suck, right? I know for a lot of you, you already feel sort of insecure about your artwork, but oftentimes, very much so, I see this with beginners, is this naive optimism, right? Is that you think you're at a level that you're actually not. You think you're like, oh, I did a bit of anatomy studies and suddenly I'm very good at figure drawing, right? That's not at all the case, and you have to sort of accept that. You have to accept the fact that when you're starting out that you suck, right? But you also, that's the second principle, on the other hand, have to understand and know, like that certain, if you keep this up, that you won't suck forever. And I think that's where a lot of people almost stop learning. It's because they think they'll suck forever, and that's not at all true. And then number three, and this is principle number three that I absolutely live and stick by, is remember that you need to do the mind-numbingly simple stuff much more than you want or think you should be doing. Because that's going to be the entire premise of all of the layers that I'm going to go over, is that it always starts with the very simple. But understanding the basics and the simplicity of things is going to absolutely skyrocket your learning journey. All right, so let's take a sip of coffee because I don't want to pass out during this video. So, number one is 100% perspective is king, all right? So, perspective. And I'm going to give you some perspective on perspective, pun intended. Whenever you learn about perspective, or a lot of the videos online that are about perspective, they're always about the same thing. They're always about 1-point perspective, 2-point perspective, 3-point perspective. Now, don't get me wrong. That is the basis, right? That is the basis of perspective. But I feel like it's very similar to understanding that if you want to learn how to cook, you need a kitchen and you need pots and pans and you need a fire stove, right? It's like these absolute duh moments of like, yeah, 1 point perspective, 2 point perspective, 3 point perspective. Like it's the absolute basis of just understanding perspective. It's almost like understanding the framework of perspective. But what for me is much more important and gets overlooked almost all of the time by almost all beginners and even intermediate artists is understanding and playing with perspective and becoming intuitive in perspective. And in our Art About Beginner Road, it's the absolute first thing we actually hammer on. Yes, we'll take you through 1 point and 2 point, but what we hammer on more is like, okay, we're stripping out all of the guidelines, and now you're going to draw boxes, cylinders, or organic forms intuitively in perspective. And the reason I find this so important is not because what you're actually doing is you're replacing, you're replacing accuracy for believability, right? So believability, right? So you're replacing accuracy for believability. And for me, basically anything in art, in representational art, in visual art, and even in concept art, it's not about being technically accurate. It's about making things cool and believable, right? They need to be fun to look at because why else would we make art, right? Then we can just make gray boxes in games and be done with it, right? So it needs to be entertaining to look at. Even a painting, a fine art painting, it needs to be fun to look at. So it's more about the believability of things instead of the hyper-realism or the technical accuracy. So when you go and practice perspective, I want you to just practice it after you've gone through the check boxes of 1 point and 2 point is to strip away these guidelines and just see if you can build a box intuitively in 2 point perspective. Can you build a box intuitively in 3 point perspective? Can you, right, exaggerate things? So here's why I want to hammer this so much is that what I've just drawn might not technically be accurate, even according to just the guidelines of perspective. If we follow these lines, yeah, they probably won't end up at the same vanishing point exactly. But you believe this box, and that's much more important for me. That's much more important for you as well, because it frees you up in how you create. If you're constantly bound and sort of constrained, not limited, because limitation creates creativity, but if you're constrained by rules of perspective, you'll always be constrained in your creation as well and in your ability to create. So we want to get rid of that. And once you do it with boxes, because boxes are the absolute easiest way to get into it, because you can literally follow the lines toward guidelines or not with the boxes. Then you can take it a level further and apply it to cylinders, because cylinders are king in drawing, and then just see if you can just intuitively draw cylinders in perspective, right? And can you draw them in 1 point perspective? Like, do you understand that, right? If you draw cylinders next to each other,
Pocket full of sunrise, no pens in my hand. Boots on the floor, I just move with the band. Borrowed a minute, spent it like gold. If the world wants answers, I'm easy to hold. Don't need a reason, don't need a sign. I'm already halfway out of my mind. No stress tonight, no rules, no chains. We ride that pulse and shake off pain. No stress tonight, we live, we glow. Carefree, baby. Watch me go. motion, not a frame. No stress tonight, no rules, no chains. We ride that pulse and shake of pain. No stress tonight, we live, we glow. Carefree, baby. Watch me go. Watch me go. Silver rain on my jacket, I'm fine. Every bad mood left behind. Turn that pressure into sparks. I'm a clean machine with a wild heart. No stress tonight, no rules, no chains. We ride that pulse and shake off pain. No stress tonight, we live, we glow. Carefree, baby. Watch me go. Pocket full of sunrise, no plans in my hand. Boots on the floor, I just move with the band. Borrowed a minute, spent it like gold. If the world wants answers, I'm easy to hold. Don't need a reason, don't need a sign. I'm already halfway out of my mind. No stress tonight, no rules, no chains. We ride that pulse and shake off pain. No stress tonight, we live, we glow. Carefree, baby. Watch me go. Cold chrome mirror, I like what I see. Laugh in the static, let it bounce off me. Hands in the air, now let the old days fall. If it feels like freedom, I want it all. Don't need a reason, don't need a name. I'm chasing motion, not a frame. No stress tonight, no rules, no chains. We ride that pulse and shake off pain. No stress tonight, we live, we glow. Carefree, baby. Watch me go. Silver rain on my jacket, I'm fine. Every bad mood left behind. Turn that pressure into sparks. I'm a clean machine with a wild heart. No stress tonight, no rules, no chains. We ride that pulse and shake of pain. Watch me go. Cold chrome mirror, I like what I see. Laugh in the static, let it bounce off me. Hands in the air, now let the old days fall. If it feels like freedom, I want it all. Don't need a reason, don't need a name. I'm chasing motion, not a frame. No stress tonight, no rules, no chains. We ride that pulse and shake off pain. No stress tonight, we live, we go, carefree, baby. Watch me go. Cold chrome mirror, I like what I see. Laugh in the static, let it bounce off me. Hands in the air, now let the old days fall. If it feels like freedom, I want it all. Don't need a reason, don't need a name. I'm chasing motion, not a frame. No stress tonight, no rules, no chains. We ride that pulse and shake of pain. I was made for this rain. Taught to love what I'd have to destroy. Cover my name in a stranger's voice. Be the bomb, be the noise. I found you bleeding in the alley light. Your eyes too honest, I almost stopped the fight. I said I'd show you the sea someday. Didn't say it would cost you everything on the way. I wore a smile like a weapon drawn. A girl from the factory, dead since I was born. But your warmth, it crept through the cracks in the wall. For the first time I thought maybe I could fall. Catch me before I detonate, before the mission eats what's real. Tell me, was this love or just a target I had to feel? I was never meant to stay, but you pulled the pin out anyway. Now I'm burning in the aftermath, and I think that I would choose this every day. You offered me bread in a moment of peace, a dog that didn't judge and a boy who believed. I could have killed you 100 ways. Instead I memorized the curve of your face. But the order came down like thunder on snow. My past cut the rope and wouldn't let me go. I stood between worlds, the girl and the ghost, and lost them both to the one I loved most. They made me a weapon, but you made me a name. I lit the fuse twice, once for them, once for pain. I don't regret the sea that we never reached. I just regret I couldn't be the girl you believed. Catch me before I detonate. Too late, the sparks have already fallen. Tell me, was this love or just a mission I wanted to feel? I was never meant to stay, but I found you in the gray. Now I'm ash and memory, and I still don't wanna look away. Somewhere there's a sea. Somewhere there's a coast. I'll meet you. I was made for this rain. Taught to love what I'd have to destroy. Cover my name in a stranger's voice. Be the bomb, be the noise. offered me bread in a moment of peace, a dog that didn't judge and a boy who believed I could have killed you 100 ways. Instead I memorized the curve of your face, but the order came down like thunder on snow. My past cut the rope and wouldn't let me go. I stood between worlds, the girl and the ghost, and lost them both to the one I love most. They made me a weapon, but you made me a name. I lit the fuse twice, once for them, once for pain. I don't regret the sea that we never reached. I just regret I couldn't be the girl you believe. Catch me before I detonate. Too late, the sparks have already fallen. Tell me, was this love or just a mission I wanted to feel? I was never meant to stay, but I found you in the gray. Now I'm ash and memory, and I still don't want to look away. Somewhere there's a sea, somewhere there's a coast. I'll meet you there, Denji, in the life I almost chose.
Yeah. Strongest alive. Say it louder, 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 louder. Blindfold on, but I'm reading your fate. Infinity space, you ain't closing the gate. Step in the field, now your pressure collapse. One little move, now your whole team's a wrap. Six eyes lit, yeah, the vision absurd. You study years, I just glance and I learn. Limitless curve, I'm bending the fight. Blue drag space, now you stuck in the light. Red hit back, now your whole frame shake. Purple race like you never got made. Talk about tears, but you're not in my lane. I'm rewriting power, you chasing a name. Joe carry. Yeah, say that again while I solo arcs without breaking the sweat. I'm the honor one. Sit down, behave, untouchable zone, no hand you can raise. Cry in replies, go argue all day. Still won't reach me, I'm phased away. Infinity wall, you can't penetrate. Gap too wide, it's already fate. Call it broken, complain, debate. I exist above your scale and state. They bring comparisons, I call it a joke. You need a squad just to give me a poke. I made the standard, I raised the peak. Now every strong one compared to me. Domain clash, yeah, I'm ending it quick. Infinite void, got your mind doing flips. Milliseconds, that's all that it takes. One overload and your whole will breaks. Calm with a smile, I don't even try. Casual guide in a human disguise. Step in my space, that's instant regret. Fight me once, you remember bit. Yeah. Plot, I'ma talk, yeah, I'm hearing the cries, but numbers don't lie when the whole verse divide. One silent slash that the world couldn't see. Frank cut clean, still they talking about me. I'm the only one, remember the way. Past, present, future, I dominate. Say I would fall, still feeding the hay. Even in loss, I elevate. Infinity stays, no reach, no touch. Even one cut couldn't lower me much. Say it again, don't soften it up. Gojo Satoru, still too much. Enemy swag, yummy Tokyo more. Late night grind, yeah, I'm moving solo. Screen full fights, but my life on go. I'm the MC, you a Cyro. Enemy swag, yeah, I'm in Tokyo mode. Power rise, feel it overflow. Red eyes glow, feel the heat grow. Level 2 high, you can't reach my zone. I'm a no taco, yeah, the vibe too clean. No sleep nights, just chasing my dream. Black notebook, yeah, you know what I mean. Write one name, cut you out the scene. Blade like flow when I step on the beat. Line stay sharp, every word elite. Wall break mine, yeah, I break that wall. Start from zero, now I stand tall. No feeling here, this art too strong. Pain and past, but I move on. Silent steps, yeah, I stay low key. Now whole crowd move like me. Anime swag, yeah, I'm in Tokyo mode. Late night grind, yeah, I'm moving solo. Screen full fights, but my life on go. I'm the MC, you a Cyro. Enemy swag, yeah, I'm in Tokyo mode. Power rise, feel it overflow. Red eyes glow, feel the heat grow. Level 2 high, you can't reach my zone. Sharp eye view, yeah, I see it clear. No slow moves, I don't feel no fear. One hit win, yeah, end that round. No second try when I'm around. Fire inside, yeah, the flame go high. Power up fast every time I ride. Team stay strong, yeah, we never fail. Riders one, we don't break trail. No side quests, I'm chasing the cash. XP grind, yeah, I move too fast. Life like anime scene repeat. Every new level, I don't face defeat. And no surprise, yeah, I came back twice. Demon King soul, I don't roll dice. Lost my name, but I still remain. Power in source, I erase your frame. Think I'm gonna revive again. And me once I return the same. Time I've been past, I rewrite. End your fate before you fight. No full force, so you fall down. One step in, I take your crown. Calm, I said no rage, no shout. Still my name, bring fear, no doubt. Magic D, from rude I strike. Break your call, no second light. Stand too close, you fade away. True Demon King, I don't play. Every day, feel like start a theme every night. I live that dream story mine. I write my fate, no fake moves, I move straight. Anime swag, yeah, I'm in Tokyo mode. Late night grind, yeah, I'm moving solo. Screen full fights, but my life on go. I'm the MC, you a Cyro. Anime swag, yeah, I'm in Tokyo mode. Power rise, feel it overflow. Red eyes glow, feel it heat grow. Level 2 high, you can't reach my zone. Anime swag, yeah, I'm in Tokyo mode. Late night grind, yeah, I'm moving solo. Screen full fights, but my life on go. I'm the MC, you a Cyro. Anime swag, anime swag, anime swag, yeah, I'm in Tokyo mode. Power rise, feel it overflow. Red eyes glow, feel the heat grow. Level 2 high.
baby, baby girl, go light me on in the night. Soft touch, yeah, she shine and soft bright. Baby, baby, better for stone when she walk by. One look, whole world goes sky high. Too cute, yeah, it should be illegal. Pink light glow, cinematic build up. Kawaii, kawaii, don't you know? Hey, kawaii, kawaii, still the show. Yeah, sugar, sugar. A thousand hearts by morning light. You choose the art, I bring it to life. Hold my hand, don't drift away. Say the word, I'll make it real. captures the art, I bring it to life. Who You laugh in the rain, I fold like paper. You say my name for later. I bring you pears, you ask for sugar. I wear this hope like a loose blue sweater. I keep the chair near your door. One more glance, I'm asking for more. You turn around and call me friend. That tiny word breaks and bends. One-sided love, one-sided love. I'm on your shore, you're already gone. One-sided love, one-sided love. I wave my heart and you move on. Your bike leans crooked by the mango tree. I save your seat even when you leave. You talk of summer and someone else. I nod so hard I lose myself. Your voice in the hall like a bright tin bell. Mine stays small and I know it well. I keep the chair near your door. One more glance, I'm asking for more. You turn around and call me friend. That tiny word breaks and bends. One-sided love, one-sided love. I'm on your shore, you're already gone. One-sided love, one-sided love. I wave my heart and you move on. Maybe I'm just a lantern in fog, burning for you while you walk off. Still I'll hum when you pass by. Little paper boat on a big blue tide. One-sided love, one-sided love. I'm on your shore, you're already gone. One-sided love, one-sided love. I'll wave my heart and you move on. You laugh in the rain, I fold like paper. You say my name. Snow on the window, soft on the pane. You pull the blanket, I breathe out slow. The kettle is quiet, the room is gold. Your hand on my shoulder keeps me from cold. Stay here a little, let the night fall. We don't need words now, we need it all. Warm me by the hearth, warm me now. Hold me through the dark. keep this moment slow. Winter can't wait outside. Here, I let it go. Ashes are turning soft in the gray. Your quiet is drifting through every shape. A little more nearer, a little less pain. The room keeps our names like a steady rain. Stay here a little, let the night fall. We don't need words now, we need it all. Warm me by the hearth, warm me now. Hold me through the dark, hold me now, hold me now. Warm me by the hearth, keep this moment slow. When I can't wait outside, here I let it go. If the wind grows wild, we'll let it pass. If the ache comes back, we'll let it last. But in this small glow, I'm safe with you. I can close my eyes and fall in through. Warm me by the hearth, warm me now. Hold me through the dark, hold me now. Hold me by the hearth, keep this moment slow. When I can't wait outside, here I let it go. Snow on the window, soft on the pane. You pull the blanket, I breathe.
I saw it on the table, yellow, bright and sweet. My tummy said, come here, I can't resist that treat. Ooh. Peel it slow for me, give me that happy bite. One little banana and my world feels right. Banana, banana, give me a banana. Banana, banana, I want it now. Banana, banana, give me a banana. Banana, banana, please hand it down. Soft like a morning smile, easy in my hand, a little dun, dun. I'm looking at the bowl and my heart says yes. Yellow on the counter, that's my kind of best. Peel it for me, baby, quick, don't make me wait. I got that tiny craving and it's getting late. Give me that banana, banana, banana. I want that banana, banana, banana. Soft and sweet and mellow. Ooh, perfect in my hand. One little banana. Yeah, you understand. Give me that banana, banana, banana. I want that banana, banana, banana.
was made for this rain. Taught to love what I'd have to destroy. Cover my name in a stranger's voice. Be the bomb, be the noise. I found you bleeding in the alley light. Your eyes too honest, I almost stopped the fight. I said I'd show you the sea someday. Didn't say it would cost you everything on the way. I wore a smile like a weapon drawn. A girl from the factory, dead since I was born. But your warmth, it crept through the cracks in the wall. For the first time I thought maybe I could fall. Catch me before I detonate, before the mission eats what's real. Tell me, was this love or just a target I had to feel? I was never meant to stay, but you pulled the pin out anyway. Now I'm burning in the aftermath. dog that didn't judge, and a boy who believed I could have killed you 100 ways. Instead, I memorized the curve of your face. But the order came down like thunder on snow. My past cut the rope and wouldn't let me go. I stood between worlds, the girl and the ghost, and lost them both to the one I loved most. They made me a weapon, but you made me a name. I lit the fuse twice, once for them, once for pain. I don't regret the sea that we never reached. I just regret I couldn't be the girl you believed. Catch me before I detonate. Too late, the sparks have already fallen. Tell me, was this love or just a mission I wanted to feel? I was never meant to stay, but I found you in the gray. Now I'm ash and memory, and I still don't wanna look away. Somewhere there's a sea. Somewhere there's a coast. I'll meet you there, Denji. In the life I almost chose. I was made for this rain, taught to love what I'd have to destroy. Cover my name in a stranger's voice. Be the bomb, be the noise.
A thousand hearts by morning light. You choose.
Do not fall into
So you need to get cancer and fast. Maybe you've dreamed of dying a slow, painful death since childhood, or maybe you're just bored and want attention. Well, I hate to break it to you, but those microplastics and carcinogens you've been guzzling just won't cut it. But don't worry. As a content creator, it's my responsibility to ensure my viewers are constantly exposed to cancer. So today, I'll be showing you how to give yourself cancer as fast as possible. Cancer happens when a cell loses its moral compass and reproduces uncontrollably like a Catholic bunny on Molly. But to get there, you'll need to mutate your cell's DNA. Now, normally that takes years of aging, but we don't have time for all of that. So let's expedite the process with a buffet of carcinogens. Smoking is a great way to look badass, but did you know it's also a leading cause of lung cancer? Smokers are 25 times more likely to develop lung cancer than non-smoking losers. So I suggest you start chain smoking menthols as soon as possible. They're better than your standard reds because they numb your throat, allowing a deeper inhale. Doctors even used to recommend menthols to relieve stress and treat asthma, but the sober tards over at the FDA had to come in with their clipboards and science. Luckily, they haven't ruined alcohol yet. A great way to shorten your life and boost your risk of cancer is regular alcohol consumption. When you drink, your body converts alcohol into acetaldehyde, which is basically paint thinner for your DNA but tastes slightly worse. Acetaldehyde is more toxic than alcohol, so our livers turn booze into something worse than what it started with. Great job, evolution.
Slamming Four Locos doesn't just ruin your chance at employment, it can mess up your DNA, causing mutations that slow cell repair. But if you're constantly binge drinking, you're more susceptible to drunk driving, overdosing, and suicide, which would end the cancer speedrun on a technicality. I suggest going easy on alcohol if you're going for a pure cancer build and focus on other carcinogens to make up the difference. For example, processed meats are a great alternative. In 2015, the World Health Organization classified processed meats as a Group 1 carcinogen. That puts hot dogs on the same list as cigarettes and uranium, which are the 3 things a growing boy needs. Bacon, ham, and deli meats are coated with preservatives that turn into nitrosamines when cooked, and because that word has a bunch of syllables, it's considered a carcinogen. With that being said, make sure you are eating as much gas station food as possible while supplementing Soylent and vegetables with Red 40 Mountain Dew. Pairing a poor diet without exercise will drastically increase your risk of cancer, but you were probably already doing that. But if you want to make your situation way worse, doctors recommend playing ranked Counter-Strike and eating chicken nuggets all day. Your body will become a beautiful, fertile garden in which the only thing that grows is tumors. More fat cells means more estrogen, means more inflammatory chemicals that can develop into breast, pancreatic, and colon cancer. Non-processed meats can still be carcinogenic if you fry, smoke, or char them, since they'll contain polyacylic, aromatic hydrocarbons, and heterocyclic amines. That's over 19 syllables. Well, at least our drinking water's safe. The great people over at DuPont made a beautiful product called Teflon that can be found everywhere, even in your own blood. Coincidentally, Teflon is known to cause cancer and was thrown into every product, including water, possibly as a joke. Now, this kind of upset the entire world, so they did a rebrand to PFOA, which also caused cancer. And now they're on their 3rd rebrand, Gen X. New name, same cancer. There's hundreds of mega corporations rapidly diluting our food, water, and air with chemicals. I suggest moving to an area around one of these chemical manufacturers to ensure you're getting the most contaminated water as possible. Whoa. Better yet, work at one of these factories. That way you can inhale as many horrible fumes as you want. Blending water with plastic can make a fantastic microplastic cocktail. And if you can't afford a blender, don't worry. Our entire water supply is already irreversibly filled with microplastics and forever chemicals that have made their way into our bloodstream. While you might think our world has only recently become a fish tank loaded with carcinogens, it's been this way for over a century. The 1900s introduced amazing products like leaded gasoline, x-ray machines for fitting shoes, and Adam Sandler. Oh, and asbestos, which was practically seasoning back then. Hey, sweetheart, the steak's pretty dry and awful. Frankly, also, I hate you. Can you pass the asbestos? Oh, honey, you can get it yourself if it's next to the x-ray machine. Hi, Dad. X-rays pass through soft tissues but get absorbed by dense materials like your bones. But they can also knock electrons off of atoms in a process called ionization. This creates charged particles that can wreak havoc inside your cells. Even non-ionized waves can cause problems. For example, the sun blasts UV rays at our skin that excites electrons and breaks down chemical bonds. So throw away your sunscreen and head on down to your nearest nude beach. For any aspiring supervillains out there, you could simply destroy the electromagnetosphere that protects Earth from cosmic rays. This can only be done if you cool down the Earth's core, which generates the magnetosphere. You could do this by either pumping trillions of gallons of liquid nitrogen into the core or crashing a planet into the Earth. You could also just move to a planet without an electromagnetosphere like Venus or Mars, but that's a little less fun. I know a lot of you guys aren't big fans of the sun. It's too bright and it's kind of condescending. So tanning booths can be used instead here. They actually emit 15 times more UV radiation than the sun. Now, I typically don't care for microtransactions like this, but if you're really committed to cancer maxing, it's kind of worth the investment. Let's move on to some heavier stuff, specifically the heaviest elements in the periodic table. These guys are bad news and are radioactive because they have no stable isotopes. Think of them like 12-year-olds, high energy, unpredictable, and likely to explode explode if left unsupervised. Take plutonium, for example. It's one of the most deadly elements on Earth. Hanging out with plutonium for seconds is worse than chain smoking inside a tanning bed stuffed with asbestos. Its nucleus is too bloated with protons and neutrons to stay together, and like your ex-girlfriend, it doesn't want to exist, so it makes sure everyone around them suffers. But if you really want to max out on radiation, I gotta recommend gamma rays. They're way more harmful than any other ray, and you can access gamma rays from nuclear bombs or take a bite out of Chernobyl's elephant's foot. This doesn't even look like an elephant's foot! Chernobyl's elephant's foot is considered the most radioactive place on Earth. It's a massive melted nuclear fuel formed during the meltdown. It originally emitted over 10,000 Roentgens per hour, enough to kill someone within minutes. For context, that would probably kill an elephant within at least 5 to 10 minutes. To this day, it's still hot and glows in the dark a bit. While most elephants' feet weigh about 100 pounds, the one in Chernobyl weighs almost 4 million pounds. But to be exposed to the most gamma rays, you'll need to visit a black hole's accretion disk. We're running a little low on time, and all these tumors are making it extremely hard to talk. So long friend of the channel, Ellie Andrews, and his little buddy, Saint Aiden, wrote a rap to cover everything else.
My chest hurts.
Cancer and
Gather round, kids, I'ma give you the answer. If your lifelong goal is to give yourself cancer, refine wood dust in your nose and throat. Put popcorn butter on your burnt ass toast. Use hair dye, talcum, formaldehyde makeup. Fire the stove, grill a well done steak up. Fall to the floor, quick lick the vinyl. If you're really on a mission and it isn't survival, if it's laundry day, do a laundry week. And each time of bleach, knit dry as sheets. Light a scented candle for the sweet benzenes. Put your head by D, slick sauce and breathe. Sunny days, try to spend outside without sunscreen, but bug spray's fine. Do all of the above and it won't be observable till the doc calls back and it tells you it's terminal.
Who are you?
There are dozens of game launchers and marketplaces available right now. A handful of them exist because they have extremely popular games on them and want to maximize their profit without a middleman. One of them gives away 2 free games every week, and Steam just exists and wins. Well, it's actually a lot more complicated than that. Despite the service being old enough to drink in America and suffering from almost every AAA gaming company out there trying to outdo it, Steam still reigns as the ultimate gaming marketplace with 132 million average users each month. But when the service first launched, it was nothing like the Steam we know and love today. In the early 2000s, Valve faced a serious problem with their games, which was updating them. It wasn't the development of the updates that was the problem, it was getting players to download the updated files that sucked for everybody. To make sure you could play with everybody else, you had to go on Valve servers and download the files from there, which was pretty inconvenient since you couldn't have the update automatically installed for when you get back from work, woke up in the morning, or returned from going outside for the first time in centuries because you were too busy playing Star Wars Knights of the Republic. And on that day, September 12th, 2003, Steam released for the convenience of mostly Counter-Strike players all around the world, and the service continued to be used as a spot where people could play Valve's games. And it's not like their games weren't good enough to justify having a separate app for them. They were insane for the time, and even if you go back in your library and play Half-Life 2 in the modern day, it's still a fun experience because of its physics-based gameplay.
Don't drink the water. They put something in it to make you forget.
It's safer here.
Watch it, will you?
Ambience, soundtrack, Barney, and luscious water reflections. At this point in Valve's lifespan, they had already changed the industry in ways nobody could have anticipated. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas has a few different versions of it on the PlayStation 2 because Rockstar couldn't just update the game through digital distribution, and instead had to physically re-release the game without anybody knowing. And this happened quite a few times among a bunch of different physical titles. But because of Valve's new creation, which was Steam updating games post-release, it was finally possible through that service. And to this day, today, Valve keeps their games, even from 20 years ago, up to date, using that feature Steam was made for. I sure wish other companies would keep their older games up to date instead of just letting them decay under the weight of new drivers while keeping them at an $80 price tag. Aside from my gripes and cries of grief, Steam was flying from the early to late 2000s, getting more games from more publishers all the time, and eventually it became the PC gaming storefront, claiming 75% of digital video game sales in 2013. However, Steam also took and takes 30% of a game's cut when it gets purchased.
Look at that.
So if you pay $90 for a video game, the developer will only get 63 of those dollars. Now, it can be debated whether this is good or bad, but one thing's for certain, it's the industry standard. The PlayStation and Xbox digital storefronts take a 30% cut of profits, and so does Nintendo, GameStop, and basically every single service except the Epic Games Store. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. The Epic Games launcher has its own problem, and it's that the launcher just isn't very good. Steam is so convenient, and I'm not talking about how it has a way bigger game library than Epic, I'm talking about its overlay while playing video games. As somebody with one monitor and a completionist, Steam offers a fantastic variety of digital gadgets that I can access anytime I click Shift and Tab. I can have a website open with every Dreamcatcher location in Red Dead 2 that I check every time I get to my next waypoint. I can manually change what each button on my controller does. I can find a community guide that can help me with an achievement. Steam has been around for over 20 years, and in this time it's built a strong community that exists to help other people using the platform. If you're having a problem with a game, chances are there's already a few Steam forums on that subject, and if you don't have anybody to play with, chances are there's a Steam group surrounding the game you want to play. If you don't know whether a game is good or not, Steam reviews have your back. But if you go to the Epic Store to make a purchase and look for what people thought about the product, the only thing you can check is this vague 1 to 5 star system influenced by what the players thought out of 5. The problem with this system is that it might work for YouTubers who can elaborate with a whole 8-minute video, but video games are so complex, from level design and storytelling to the controls and optimization, you can't just rank a game from 1 to 5. As someone with well over 100 games on Steam, user reviews have saved my ass multiple times that warn me about certain computer parts that might not work well with the game's engine, or just a dragged out story that loses its touch halfway through the game. On the Epic Games Store, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is rated 4.6 stars out of 5, and Red Dead Redemption 2 is rated 4.9. I hate to be that guy that's very sure about his opinion, but I am very sure in my opinion in believing that Assassin's Creed Valhalla is in no way only 0.3 stars worse than Red Dead 2. But how is someone using this service supposed to know that? Because there's nothing to base it on other than what the stars say. Steam also heavily encourages player customization, which makes playing games through Steam even more worth it. Because if you get a really cool or rare achievement, you can display it on your profile. Or when you get a smexy screenshot, you can slap it on your page. And some games offer exclusive profile picture and background displays that make you want to play for those bonuses. I think it's amazing there's even a user-oriented marketplace, like how in PUBG, if you don't like a shirt you got, chances are another player will, so you can throw it on the marketplace and get a few cents from it. Then you go back to the Epic Games launcher to check on your friend, and there's nothing to that person except a username. But Steam gives everybody a sense of true individuality, which is without a doubt great to have, and unlike PlayStation, which makes you pay to change your username, or Nintendo that barely lets you express yourself on your profile, it's probably the best gaming platform for customization. But even though Steam is awesome for consumers, it's clearly not as awesome for developers. So naturally, a lot of AAA studios pulled away from Steam and instead released their games on Epic or even their own launchers. When Ubisoft publicly announced they wouldn't be releasing Tom Clancy's The Division 2 on Steam and would be releasing it on their own launcher in Epic, they claimed, "We entrust Epic to deliver a smooth journey for our fans, from pre-ordering the game and enjoying our beta to the launch." Epic continues to disrupt the video game industry, and their third-party digital distribution model is the latest example, and something Ubisoft wants to support. Electronic Arts for a long time didn't have their games on Steam as well, but that wasn't because of Epic Games being a superior platform, it was because EA wanted to push microtransactions and didn't want Valve taking a 30% cut from each one. While both companies at one point weren't releasing their games on Steam, if you check the store today, you'll find pretty much every single one of their titles up for sale, so what the hell happened? Call of Duty Modern Warfare from 2019 didn't release on Steam and instead was up for sale on Blizzard's launcher Battle.net. Modern Warfare 2019 reached $1 billion in sales revenue after 54 days of being out. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 from 2022, which was released on Steam, reached the same sales number 10 days after launch. Ubisoft's newest game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, is, as of March 22nd, 2025, 5, sitting right under CSGO in the top sellers section of the store. And considering Counter-Strike is a free game, that's pretty damn impressive. And for the last 5 years or so, PlayStation exclusives that would never have seen the light of day on PC have been launched on Steam, and Xbox also jumped on that train as well, throwing pretty much every Halo game on PC. The numbers say it all. It doesn't matter if Epic Games takes a 12% cut opposed to 30, Steam is such a popular platform among consumers that developers will make more money releasing their games on Steam no matter what. Because let's face it, it's, for consumers, an awesome service. The other day I was browsing Steam and I saw a bundle of 4 games that were 25% off if you bought them through a package. Well, 6 years ago I had already purchased 3 of the 4 games individually, but because I hadn't got the 4th game, I could still buy it through that bundle for 25% off, shifting the price from a steep $80 to a much more agreeable $60. This is such an unnecessary but wonderful feature for customers to have. Valve does not need to push discounts this much to be massively successful, but they do just because Steam's that kind of marketplace. Every few months there will be a new huge sale where almost every video game over 4 years of age goes under $40 in Canada, and Valve games usually go for less than $2, and hell, for the anniversaries they gave them away for free. Steam has even banned games that force players to watch ads before progressing, like a lot of mobile games do. Valve could have easily taken 30% of the ad revenue, but instead they banned the practice altogether just because of how inconvenient it is for the player. While Steam certainly takes a sizable chunk out of the developer's pocket when it comes to game sales, I'm happy that out of all the services that could be the top dog, it's Steam. Because Valve is setting a standard of what a marketplace should be. Think about Nintendo that never puts their games on sale and charges a monthly fee if you want to play their older titles, instead of just archiving them in the eShop. Imagine if they were behind the biggest digital game store in the world. It would be way different, because the fact is, the one on top influences everyone else. Fortnite didn't invent the Battle Pass, but it sure as hell wasn't a coincidence that after Fortnite implemented